4 days into this World Cup, and the Giants are already sweating. Brazil walked out against Morocco and walked off with a draw. Turkey lost to Australia. Bosnia just held Canada on home soil. The tournament is barely awake, and the upsets have already started. Every World Cup has one. The team nobody circled that knocks out a favorite and wrecks your bracket. I have already picked mine. I am not telling you yet. Stick around because by the end you will either agree with me or want to riot in the comments. First, what actually makes a dark horse? It is not just any underdog. It is the underdog that goes deep and drags a giant down with it. The kind of team that turns a group of death into a graveyard for somebody famous. Think Morocco 4 years ago. Morocco did not just turn up in 2022. They knocked out Spain and then Portugal on the way to a semifinal. First African team ever to get that far. That is the bar. Not a brave little defeat, an actual deep run. So start with the team already making the favorites nervous. Morocco held Brazil to a draw in their opening game. Achraf Hakimi attacks like a winger who got lost playing right back. Their defense barely conceded a thing all through qualifying. At the last Africa Cup, they kept 5 clean sheets in a single tournament. Hakimi has Brahim Diaz and a teenager named Bilal El Kanous feeding him. Remember that one for later. Next, the team everyone wants to believe in. Norway are back at a World Cup for the first time since 1998. They have Erling Haaland, who scores goals the way the rest of us breathe. 37 scored in qualifying, 5 conceded. Then the draw laughed in their face. They landed in the same group as France. Haaland could bang in 5 goals and still be home by week 2. Brilliant team, brutal group. Martin Odegaard runs the show behind him for Arsenal. On paper, they are too good for one group to hold. Croatia keep doing this to everybody. Finalists in 2018, third place in 2022. And Luka Modric is somehow still running a midfield at 40. This is his last dance, and Croatia in a knockout game is nobody's idea of fun. Write them off, and they reach another semi out of pure spite. 2 of the last 3 World Cup semifinals had Croatia in them. Japan are the quiet assassins of this whole tournament. Back in 2022, they beat Germany and Spain in the same group. That was never luck. That was a plan. Fast, organized, and scared of absolutely no one. The famous shirt across the pitch means nothing to them. Ask Germany how that 2022 group turned out. Ecuador get no headlines, and that suits them perfectly. Ecuador conceded almost nothing on the way here. A team that hard to break down can ruin anyone's afternoon. You do not need flair to wreck a tournament. You need a clean sheet and a bit of nerve. Then there is Colombia, quietly loaded with pace. Luis Diaz can win a knockout tie in 90 seconds. And they pack the kind of firepower these other underdogs only dream of. Now the warning, because not every dark horse gets a happy ending. Half the internet had Turkey winning their group. Then Australia beat them on day 3. That is the cruel part of this. For every Morocco, there is a team that flatters everyone and flies home early. Hype is not the same as a deep run, so strip it all back. A real dark horse needs a defense that actually holds. It needs one player who can win a game on his own. And it needs to fear nobody at all. Most of these teams have 2 of those 3. One of them has all 3. So here is my actual bet. I am going back to Morocco. They already carry the semifinal scars and the squad to do it again. They just held Brazil on the biggest stage in the world, in their very first game. Hakimi gives them a match winner, and that backline gives them a spine. Few teams here defend like that and break like that. Same story as 4 years ago, only now nobody dares call it a fluke. An entire continent gets behind them, and that noise is worth a goal a game. If not them, then Croatia and that stubborn old engine in the middle, and keep one very nervous eye on Japan. The Giants have been warned, some of them just have not realized it yet. So now it is your turn. Who is your dark horse for 2026? And which one of mine is completely, hilariously wrong? Maybe you think Norway escaped that group of death after all. Maybe you have a team I did not even mention. Drop the name in the comments. I read every single one. And subscribe if you want the honest calls, not the safe ones.